Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Anguilla. Just gonna do a quick flight here today to test out. I want to see how the winds are doing, and also test the performance a little bit. All right. External power supply on. Rotating beacon on. Mixtures and props full forward. Master and battery switches on, fuel pumps on, fuel valves open, magnetos on, crack the throttles. I keep saying I wish I could remember to, or wish there was possibly a way to leave all this stuff off to start. Maybe there is, but I don't know. Let's have a quick look outside, make sure there's nobody out there to kill or maim. And right side engine, good start. Oil pressure is good. Left side engine, good start. Check the oil pressure looking good. Let's turn the external power supply off. Let's turn our avionics master and battery switches on. Let's turn our fuel pumps off. Let's close the starter hood cover. Let's turn our nav and strobe lights on. So what am I gonna say here? Let's go 122.8. I always just assume there's never a controller, because there just hasn't been a lot of controllers around this area recently. Lean the mixtures from taxi. I am going to put on something that you can't see, which is my performance overlay for G-Force experience. Let's pull the throttle back a little bit. It sounded kind of loud, huh? Release the parking brake. Anguilla traffic, Anguilla 264, taxiing to runway 11 via taxiway Bravo, Anguilla. And I tell you what, so we're in DX12, and I am now getting 38 frames per second here in beautiful Anguilla. I know that some people will say, yeah, but you are also in the middle of nowhere in an airplane that isn't very complicated and not a lot of traffic around, etc., etc., etc. Guess what? This is what I do. This is the Island Sim Pilot channel, ladies and gentlemen. We fly planes around the islands. It's what we do. Let's put in a notch of flaps. Let's turn the fuel pumps on. Alright. Why has this happened? That would give us, if we left that, if we hadn't noticed that, I'd be pulling both engines off the starboard tank and we would get a fuel imbalance. Not that it would really be a big deal on a short flight, but on a longer flight it certainly could be. Alright, I don't see any traffic. Chat on the way over to St. Bart's. Anguilla traffic, Anguilla 264 taking runway 11 for departure to the south, Anguilla. Alright, mixtures and props full forward. Let's turn our landing light on because we are taking an active runway. And one might reasonably ask, where are we taking the runway? Don't say that in the radio. Don't say taking the runway, because you are not taking the runway. You are entering the runway. Nobody takes the runway anywhere. You sound like an idiot when you do that. You hear that all the time. Taking runway. Where are you taking it? Alright, heading indicator checks with the runway number. Let's adjust our altimeter. Takeoff power coming in, mixtures props full forward, takeoff power is set. Oil pressures are in the green. Airspeed is alive, accelerating normally. 70 knots. And I tell you what, I can feel already a lot more stable on the ground. The airplane doesn't feel like it wants to tip over. Alright, 200 feet AGL. Let's put that notch of flaps up. And here is beautiful Anguilla. And let's get out of here. Whoa, my gosh. Anguilla traffic, Anguilla 264 right, crosswind departure off runway 11, departing to the south, Anguilla. Alright, and now that my passengers have vomited, fuel pumps coming off, fuel pressures are good. I love the clouds are looking awesome. Getting 20. So what I did, the thing that's only slightly different from what I normally do, I turned off the frame rate limit. Okay. Whoopsie. How that just happened? I have no idea. So it's a little bit of a pause there. We're in DX12 unlimited frame rates. Right now, 29 to 30 frames per second. Climbing, wow. Climbing through 2,000 feet already. There's somebody not paying attention. We got 50 feet to go to our cruise altitude. Let's push the nose down. Pull the power back. So, I am going to withhold judgment for a little bit, but the Islander climbing at 110 knots and 1,500 feet per minute is a bit unusual. And let's put the pitot 2 heat on because we're going through some misty kinds of clouds here. See me do this on every flight. Somebody asked me at one point if I could do some outside shots, and then I realized that it came up with some pretty cool screenshots for what do you call it? See Grand Cas over there. Came up with some pretty cool. Not screenshots, what's the word I'm looking for? The pictures when you see the videos, you know, there's a picture that, you know, shows what the flight is going to be. What on earth am I trying to say? Like when you go on my YouTube channel and you see all the videos, there's, you know, all the pictures that accompany each video. Well, the reason I do this is because I refuse to ever validate my YouTube channel. You see Grand Cas Airport there in the background. I refuse to validate my YouTube channel because that means giving Mark Zuckerberg my phone number, and I simply will not do that. And so, because you can create custom photos to accompany your videos. If you have a validated channel, and seeing as I refuse to do that, what happens is, as you upload your videos, it will take 3 random screen grabs that you can use for your, for the picture for your video. And so if I just sit here staring at my plane like this, I'll get a good screen grab usually. So these are the things that are important in life, right? Okay. I'm going to power back just a little bit because I'm higher. Usually I just come over here at 1,500 feet, which is what usually everybody does. I also need to start investigating why there's absolutely no traffic, he says, as there's traffic. I mean, I see some live traffic. And usually when I see traffic, it's live traffic. It's usually from, but I don't know whether they get their, where Microsoft gets their data from. If they get it from Flight Radar 24, if they get it from FlightAware, if they get it from FlightAware, it's likely that they just don't have a lot of coverage down in this area. Flight Radar 24 does. So I flew into St. Kitts last night. No, not St. Kitts. I flew into Statia yesterday evening, as a quick test for this. And I felt like the wind interaction with the ground wasn't as wacky as it has tended to be. I'm just going to shift that like hard left and see what happens here. Okay. And so the reason I keep doing this flight over, or one of the reasons I keep doing this flight over and over and over again, is because it's kind of my baseline. To sort of tell me where things are. Put in a little bit of elevator trim here. And St. Bart's traffic, Anguilla 264, Fourche inbound runway 10 St. Bart's. And so we're going to give this a go here. Let's see what we get. Because if it's, if you're going to get wacky winds, you're going to get them at St. Bart's. So I've had 29 frames per second solid on the way over. Now it's 39, 36, 32. Which is definitely better than I was getting the other day in DX12. On the same flight in DX12 on the mid-frame range. So, all right, time to bring the power back and start slowing us down. It's actually past time to do that. flaps, taking away from look, not that you can really see anything on this airplane, but alright. Slow ourselves down here a little bit. What's the wind showing? 15 knots. Really? Okay, well. St. Bart's traffic, Anguilla 264, Sugarloaf inbound, moving 10 St. Bart's. Get ourselves slowed down here. Looks like more of a crosswind than anything today, which is unusual. Or actually, no, I take that back, because I'm looking at the orientation wrong. The wind is coming this way, and we're flying this way, so it's basically a straight headwind here, which is what you'd expect. Yeah. I'm pegged at 70, mixtures and props forward, let's go fuel pumps on. Flaps are set. I was determined to get low on this one, and I think I succeeded. Mixtures and props go forward, few months around, flaps are set. St. Bart's traffic, Anguilla 264, short final 10 St. Bart's. And power's all the way up. Whoopsie. There's power there. Oh, see that? It's getting kind of hurtled towards the sky. Still gonna make it, but. If you ever really want to slow an airplane down, and I'm getting 40 frames per second by the way right now, we're going to do the victory lap down here at the end. If you ever really want to slow an airplane down once you get on the ground, people forget this all the time. You got to be careful doing it. You have to make sure that the airplane is going slowly enough to do it. But once you get below the speed at which the plane will fly, just haul back on the yoke. Because that does a couple of things. First of all, you're going to get aerodynamic braking because the St. Bart's traffic, Anguilla 264 back taxi, 10 St. Bart's. You're going to get aerodynamic braking because the elevator is going to be in the wind. You know, the wind, the flow of the air. It's going to, you know, create drag, but it's also going to put max weight, because if you go like, you know, if you go like this, that's at this speed it's not really going to do much. But what it is doing in trying to pull the nose up, it is going to put max weight on your tail, or on the main landing gear, right? Because you're trying to pull the nose up, so you're going to lift weight off off the nose gear and put that weight on the two main landing gears, and that's going to give your brakes a little bit more effectiveness. So you really need to slow an airplane down if you don't have beta or reverse thrust. Like in a, you know, in a piston engine prop plane, just haul back in the yoke. Make sure you're going slow enough that the plane's not going to take off. St. Bart's traffic, Anguilla 264, clear the runway, St. Bart's. Alright, lean, mixtures. Let's put the flaps up. I don't know what this dude's doing. Is he bidding me to come hither? Turn the lights off. Or the landing lights off anyway. Still haven't figured out what's up with the pink man up there. He's kind of a trip. Alright, throttles to idle, mixtures idle, cut off. Put on parking brakes, let's turn the fuel pumps off. I should have done that a while ago. Flaps are up because we are professional pilots. Let's turn the avionics master off, let's turn the lights off. Let's turn the mags off. And let's turn the master and battery switches off. And let us provide freedom to our passengers. The chocks, the gust locks, and the boarding steps out. And there we go. So right now I'm getting 40 frames per second. There's a kind of a big difference between like that 99% frame rate. So it's maybe not as consistently high, but like right now I'm getting 40 frames per second. And the other day in DX12 I was getting 30. So I mean, I have to say I'm pleased with this. I think it's not bad at all. So GPU's about 97-98%, so it's working, but it's showing me a nice view, pretty smooth. Couple, you know, minor pauses here, and you know, but it is what it is, right? No big deal. Hope you guys are doing well.